Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today I wanted to put together an arrangement that included some fruit. I'm going to start out with an antique container that we found at a thrift store, and it's just a milk glass container. It's one of my favorites, so I really enjoy using it. I'm going to take some fresh floral foam, so I have about 2/3 left of a block, and I'm going to cut it in half. And I am going to press that right over into my container. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to trim that floral foam down just a little bit. So I'm just using my floral knife and trimming up that foam. Now what you'll want to do is to add some water to the reservoir. Make sure that you have plenty of water in your container. All right, so next what I'm going to do is come in with some hydrangeas. So I have some pretty white hydrangeas. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the foliage from that hydrangea, fluffed up just a little bit, and I have my quick dip solution here. I'm gonna take my floral knife, cut my hydrangea at an angle, and go ahead and dip it in that quick dip. Now I'm going to count to about 7, and then I'm going to press that hydrangea right down into that floral foam. I'm going to take my second bloom, remove that foliage, cut it at an angle, and dip it in that quick dip. So this is just a fun arrangement. It's really not for anything in particular. I just thought it would be fun to make. We actually had a fruit basket today, and we had leftover clementines. And I had been flipping through Pinterest and had found a pretty arrangement with clementines, and I decided that's exactly what I'm going to do, a clementine arrangement. So I cut that stem at an angle, dip it in that quick dip, and then I'm just sticking that right over into that floral foam. So there are my hydrangeas. Next we're going to come in with, let's come in with a little bit of Pittosporum as our foliage. Let's come around the base of that arrangement. Now the one thing I do like about Pittosporum is I like the fact that it's almost in florets. Your greenery is almost in florets. So I'm going to take some snips, and I am just going to cut one little floret and tuck it right in. And then you'll see here's another. I'm going to cut it and then tuck it in. And this one has 3. 1, 2, 3. And so the part I really like about that pit is that you can use all 3 of those little florets by just cutting them apart. I want to say it's $25, Jason. Okay, and so here there's just more florets. I'm just taking that pit and I'm just cutting it into small pieces, and I'm going all the way around my container. What I'm wanting to do is just to disguise the foam so that it doesn't show around the base. So you can see I put that pit all the way around. I'm going to set this to the side, 12. Next we're going to come in with some Lysianthus. Now I love Lysianthus, white Lysianthus. So we're going to come in with a little bit of Lizzie. I'm going to take my floral knife and I'm going to cut it into pieces. And I'm just going to use all 3 pieces in this arrangement. So you can see where there are 2 separate stems here. I'm going to leave some with some height. I really like when you get a flower that you can use in several different placements, like the pit. You know, one stem I was able to cut it off and use it in 3 different places. I love that because you feel like you get a lot more for your money that way. All right, so there's some Lizzie. So you can see I have pretty Lizzie Anthus all the way around. Next we're going to come in with some mums. So these are button mums. And I just love a button, and a button is exactly the same as the Lizzie. You can actually take it, you see how full that stem is. It's pretty full, and it comes down a good ways down the stem. I am going to take my snips, and I am going to cut the top out. So there's one placement. I'm going to push that right over into that foam there. I'm going to cut it one more time. 3 little blooms on that one. I'm going to stick that right in my arrangement, and then here's my 3rd placement. So you see how much you get for your money. These button mums are actually, we got them for a really good price this week, so they're only $1 a stem, but I got 3 placements in this arrangement, so that's about 33 cents a placement. Now that is getting a lot of bang for your buck, right? I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm taking my snips, I'm cutting the top out and placing that into my arrangement. There's one more. Stick that into that arrangement. Actually, this is going to have 4 placements on this one. And what I'm going to do with this bottom part is I'm just going to cut the 2 blooms off. So it really wound up having about 5 placements in that arrangement. That's crazy, isn't it? For $1, that's really great. Next we're going to come in with some roses. So these are called Eskimo roses. And Eskimo is just a smaller variety of a standard rose, okay? Just a sweet, sweet little rose. I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to cut that stem at an angle, and I'm going to push him right down in to my floral foam, just kind of low in that floral foam. And you can see I'm just kind of putting flowers all the way around in this arrangement. Had a little thorn that bit me. All right. So next we're going to come in with our clementines. So clementines are really tangerines, just a little small tangerine. I'm going to take, or this is actually a mandarin orange. So I'm going to take my floral knife and I'm going to cut this little guy in half. How do I want to do that? So I wanted it to be pretty. So you can see how it's a pretty orange there. So I'm going to take a bamboo skewer. And these are just regular bamboo skewers I picked up at the dollar store. I think it's $1 a pack for like, I don't even know, 50 stems. I'm going to take it and I am going to press it right into that little orange, okay? So I'm able to use that as a stem for that orange. I am just taking him and putting him right into my arrangement. I'm going to do the same thing with the next one. I'm just piercing that little orange with my stem. I'm going to tuck him right down into my floral foam. Now you could take the whole little orange and do exactly the same way. Just pierce it with that little bamboo skewer. Cut that stem just a little bit and I am just nestling him right down into that arrangement. You can do this with any type of fruit. It does not have to be little oranges. It could certainly be apples, or strawberries would be beautiful. But don't these really make them look so summery? It really looks so very summery with the fruit. And honestly, it smells beautiful. I'm going to cut this one in half like I did the one before. See how pretty it is on the inside? Just going to tuck him right down into that arrangement. And you just use the fruit just as if it was a flower. Just place it into the arrangement just like it's a flower. All right, to finish off this arrangement, I'm going to use, I actually have some Veronica. So Veronica is, honestly, I guess I would call it more of a filler type flower. I'm going to take it, I'm going to strip off some of the foliage, but I'm going to leave it kind of long to give us a little bit more whimsy in this arrangement. Now this would be perfect for a brunch or even a beautiful breakfast. You could use it for a breakfast. You can use it for anything you would like. But with these oranges, I think it would be a perfect brunch centerpiece. Or even on a fruit table, it would be lovely. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, next I'm going to add just a little bit more foliage. So I have some beautiful silver dollar eucalyptus I'm going to add. And again, silver dollar eucalyptus can be done just like your mums, just like your lysianthus, just like your Pittosporum. You're going to take your snips and you're going to cut it into smaller pieces. And then you're able to use it throughout the arrangement, and you can use one stem throughout your entire arrangement. Again, what that does is that just makes your money go further, right? I'm going to take one more stem. Look at how many insertions you have on that one. So we don't always use a whole stem of eucalyptus in one arrangement. Sometimes we'll save the rest of it for the next arrangement. All right, and there you have it. There is a mixed arrangement. I used all white blooms to include white hydrangeas, lysianthus, Eskimo roses, white buttons, and white veronica. And the foliages I used in this arrangement were a solid Pittosporum and a silver dollar eucalyptus. And it is so very simple. And then of course our mandarin oranges that I picked up from the grocery store. But it's so very simple yet so elegant and so pretty. If you have any questions about how we do things here at our flower shop, please don't hesitate to ask those questions. We are so happy to answer any questions you might have. I think it's so sweet when you just take the leftover oranges and you just kind of place them down below the container, and it kind of pulls that orange all the way down. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe down below. We would love to have you follow along with us here at Flowers by the Bunch, and we will see you all real soon. Hope you have a great day.